Welcome back to another episode of the Two Pelicans podcast. So you would have just missed that.
Loving
G'day, you Pelicans.
Here he was, you were sort of hung up on his
door. Go and have a good time with her a bit later on.
Pelicans landing in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Two Pelicans podcast. I'm Joey.
I'm Mick.
I'm Breaker Billy.
And we are here, the Pelicans Plus One tonight, to make fishing great once again. That's right. We're here to get the average weekend angler, you legends, you weapons, you Pelicans, through that shitty work week with a big old smile in your dial.
And big shout out to everyone that's been supporting us over the last, 10 episodes now. We've hit double digits, so pretty excited about that. And we're joined by Breaker Billy, mate.
Breaker
How
Billy.
you going?
Welcome, mate.
Pretty good, mate.
How did P2 rope you into this shit?
Oh, mate, you just took over my unit that we're staying in tonight, and so I thought, well, jump on.
I do need to mention just briefly that the Two Pelicans are on tour. I'm currently looking out at a bit of Broad Beach, the beautiful beach. Patreon viewers can see we're in this lovely little unit. So yeah, thanks, Breaker Billy.
Bit more of an upgrade than the boat, you could probably say.
Yeah, definitely a bit nicer. But look, I think shout out to Breaker Billy. Just dive into this real quick. Breaker Billy's, if you're not familiar, he's been a bit of a friend of the show, aka Westy. Yep. So yeah, mate, thanks for jumping on. And look, today's episode is going to be a little bit different. It's basically just going to be a full, massive news episode. Now, the reason we are going to do that is because today, Mick, we've been at Afta.
That's right. So we've all been running around the countryside in Afta there today, seen a lot of cool stuff, spoke to a lot of cool people, and look, I was a Afta virgin, so I've been a bit lazy not coming up to the public days and all the stuff prior to that. So look, I really enjoyed it. What was your take on the day, guys?
Off you go, Breaker.
Oh, I think it was a great day, mate.
Yep.
From what I understand, this is the second trade day, so it was very busy yesterday with all the stores coming through, like all the store reps from all around Australia come in and check out everything. So I think a lot of guys must have done it yesterday, and just a few trickled back through today. But I believe tomorrow being public day, there's going to be a lot of.
It'll be hectic. Yeah. What do you think, P2?
Just sorting out some audio issues.
Copy.
The Breaker Billy needs to speak up a little
bit.
Oh,
I do. Sorry.
Oh, that's better. Yeah, thanks, Breaker.
Sorry, I just yell like this guy, and you might be able to hear me.
If you talk like P2 after 10 beers, we'll be fucking sweet.
Yep.
No, look, I'm just going to roll like this, guys. I'm a bit hard to hear him, but I can hear the audio better, so I look like a fuckwit over here doing my own thing, but stay in your lane.
Don't be a bin chicken.
Don't be a bin chicken.
That's right.
Look, no, to be honest, it was... I did mention to Mick sort of there mid-afternoon, like I think this is about my 10th time here, so it's hard to get excited. But look, it was a great vibe in there. It was pretty laid back, I felt. Like always, there is some super innovative products in there. Yep. I think it's cool to see that Aussie designed, not necessarily Aussie made, but that Aussie design, sort of like the Brambas, the My Lure boxes, definitely at the forefront of innovation, which is very, very refreshing. So, no, as a whole, it was a great day, but I'm sure we are going to dive in and pull it to bloody pieces.
And look, just as I'm the virgin, I'm going to ask you guys, what was the vibe that you picked up this year compared to previous years?
You want to go?
I'll go.
Yeah.
I think the cost of living has a huge impact on the vibe. I think the vibe was more relaxed, but that's because there wasn't as many people there. I know, I won't call them out, but I know a couple of stores in particular, like, look, we can't particularly afford to send 3 staff, 2 staff, stay for 2 or 3 nights on the beers, paying for dinner, accommodation, Ubers. Like, for most, for most stores, that's a $200 night.
That's it.
$2,000, weekend. So, look, I think that's probably a big reason why it was relaxed. Breaker?
Well, I've only been to, I don't know, maybe 5 of these. How's my audio, mate? Is that all right?
No, we're not. Just
maybe I take it off.
No, you've got to hold it, bud. Yeah, you've got to hold it.
Yeah, we're going to shove it down your throat.
Like an influencer doing this, right? Stick it to my
you can.
Do it like that,
That's it.
That'll be awesome. No, with the 4...
Fuck, now I can hear you blowing me.
Whoa.
Talk a bit lower now.
Okay. The 4 or 5 years I've been there, I missed last year, but this year I've noticed some stands are smaller.
Yeah, okay.
But then other stands have made it bigger due to the public day. Like, we're going back to where we're only, I think it's third year for public days or second year for public
Third
days?
year, mate.
Third year.
yeah.
So I've done a lot where there wasn't public days.
Yeah.
So driving all the public in, and if they've got like kids activities,
Yeah.
I think they've got bigger stands. Like Darwin's definitely got a bigger stand.
Yes,
They've got the
yes,
Darwin
yeah.
Youth
It's
Club there.
massive, yeah.
But like the likes of other ones, they've gone a lot smaller.
Okay.
Just obviously for the costings as well. But
Yeah. So I guess, how do you guys? Obviously, the public day's been in for 3 years now. I sort of heard just listening to P2 that not everyone's super stoked to have the public day. However, these are the guys that end up with the end product, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly right. Do you want to reflect on that, mate?
Yeah, look, basically, oh man,
Throwing him under the bus.
I wanted to use the word, but I said I wasn't going to use. But
No, you can't use that word.
No, we're going to use it.
Where?
It's as simple as this: the people that are sour are shit cups.
Right.
They don't want change, and we did speak about this with some unnamed people in there today.
Yep.
And they're high up in the industry, and they are like, look, normally these people are the ones that don't want to adapt. They don't want to accept social media. They don't want the influencers there.
Yeah.
They don't want the kids running through playing with their stuff. They're just literally cranky guys. Now, this is why the Two Pelican podcast is the hard-hitting journalist podcast it is.
Are we journalists?
I guess so.
Shit.
We walked past this stand today, which will remain unnamed, and old Bud was having a fucking win,
Yep.
like in full sight. Now,
Yes.
skip forward 20 minutes, and we're standing on the said stand that this old mate was complaining about,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, oh yeah, that bloke normally complains about everything. Last time he complained that he hated public day. So
Yeah.
there's people there that are just sour in general. I don't like, if you're there for the right reason. So look, public day is by far the best thing. Now I'm going to bring Breaker Billy in here with this, and he's going to back me up. We've been to Japan a lot. It's not a secret. We've been heavily involved with some of the Japs that hopefully we're going to get on the show here later on. Now, that Osaka Tackle Show Breaker, when that door opens, there is 30,000 people running to the stands. We might get 1,000 tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that public day for Japan is super, super crucial for their tackle stores. Now, we happened, didn't we, to go to a tackle store locally to the expo on the night that the trade show over there, the Fishing Osaka show, happened, and you should have seen the business these places were doing because they've already got the products in store. The products are in store, they've looked at them, and they're running to the tackle store to buy them. It was off its tits, wasn't it, mate?
Most definitely,
Pretty cool.
mate. It was just, obviously seeing over there, they've got the publicly got their millions of people. So a lot of people are fishing, so you're going to get that big volume anyway. But
per capita is like
just
next
to see
level.
those doors open, like in the morning when we were rocking up there, like their lines are like way out the door, down the street, ready to rock and roll.
And they're like pushing in like, Boxing Day sales at Kmart.
Yeah, mate, she's full on, mate. Yeah.
That's it. So
hang on, we just got a little intermission.
Hang on.
Go. Our beer man just had a duck pass for our
like to
Patreon.
see
your shout, champ.
So to see them
do you
run.
Want, do you want one there, Breaker?
No.
We'll have two over here, thanks, big fella. We'll make it 3. I knew you were good for something. You can't spell his fucking name properly, but you can deliver a good beer. So, look, what are we going to break? Can I have a run sheet, actually, so I can dribble?
Sorry?
With 2 beers in and
I'll ask the questions because I'm the virgin, but I'll add me 2 cents in when I want to. So, look, the next question that I've got here is, what was the coolest thing that you've seen there today?
Breaker, you go first, bud.
I need to think on that, mate.
Okay,
I'll let you, mate. You spent more time around all the stands than I did, mate.
Yeah, look, it's hard to be non-biased, like, because obviously there's certain brands or stuff that you really like. But I'm just going to say Baramba Lures as a whole, right? Now, I'm not being biased because I've had a lot to do with Matt in the timber lure industry. And look, there's one thing about Matt, and he takes things to the next level with his nicheness. There's always there's something about it. It's not just a run-of-the-mill lure. Now, the way he's gone about these rigging systems, it is very unique. It's a patent thing. He's the first in the world to do these this chamber with the little cord through system. So, look, it's definitely going to make a difference for hookups, as like Breaker here will say, like the rolling singles through the timber. It's so much better than trebles because they're pointing the same way. Look, for me, that's probably a standout. Like, just all of his little niche products, just because there's so much thought that goes into it, and the fact that he does that in his shed just up the road, I find that pretty hard to go past.
When we were talking to him too, like just the passion and that he's delivered on his creations was he loves what he does.
You could tell how passionate he was, because all the other stands, it's like, oh, hey, what are we going to film? We'll do this, and he was like telling us, hey, mate, I need you to film this. Like, I'm that excited about it.
Yeah.
So no, definitely for me, Breaker.
Well, the one thing that I've been waiting for, and a lot of other guys that are doing a lot of saltwater fishing are looking at, is obviously electric trolling motors off the bow.
Yes. Yep.
And seeing the recon from Lawrence.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I do a lot of stuff with Lawrence and everything like that, and using the Ghost, but to see them bring an electric steered motor for those saltwater guys, and some of the stuff that they've got it doing, for me, I was like, that's pretty good.
I actually said to Findog, that obviously uses that stuff as well. I said, "Are you happy, mate? You've got one of them now." Like, it's sort of what they needed for this market.
Oh, 100%. And from price point, from what I understand, they're right in the market. As well as I've had massive sales just from iCast. The guys in the States have had a lot of interest in it, and it's something that they needed to do. And they've done it, and I feel like they've done it well. So, definitely that would be.
I'm going to throw back this to you, P1. What was the coolest thing that you saw there, brother?
Yeah, look, there was heaps of cool things that I seen there today, but look, I think spending the time with John from My Lure Box was really, really cool, and talking about some of the little innovative things that they were working on with their glides and that. So I really enjoyed that. They really went into detail about why they done it. Now, I haven't used them a lot, but I have caught pretty good flathead on it. I just don't get out enough at the moment to punch a few, but I love the concept of it, and anyone that's sort of throwing them and working them back from hitting the water, and just really like getting them past weed beds in that shallow water they're great to use.
And I think I probably missed that. That was probably for me more of a personal coolest thing, more so than the coolest lure there, because like you were chatting to Jai, like casino boys through and through.
Oh, casino Grafton. We found out that we knew a lot of people, so.
And I've known like Jai and John for a long time. They're just top blokes. And I won't dive into it here because it's probably something for me personal channels to dive into. But John pulled me aside there and just dished out a few home truths to me about some of the things that I may have done in the lure industry with my stuff. And it was pretty humbling, to be honest. So that was probably a personal thing for me, but not so much that the Pelicans really need to know about. I'm going to ask you the next question there, P1, because you've missed out answering one first.
Oh, geez.
Most impressive stand.
Look, there's actually quite a few. But look, there was quite a few. There was obviously you can tell where people go and put that attention to detail. I have to be a little bit biased. I don't mind how the guys at Rapala set up their stuff and the position that they'll set up in. Like they're sort of catching everyone through the door, and I like the contrast, the blacks to the whites with the the fish, the lures and all that in the background. So I enjoyed that. Look, Dye were professional, just
definitely,
and just spaced out nicely, so you can have a whole heap of people in there. I think obviously space costs money, and look, I'm sure everyone would love to have a 60 square meter area to work with, but I imagine that would be quite pricey as well. So
I heard some figures there today, which obviously I'm not going to repeat. But it's like, I think for the viewers at home, listeners, like some of these companies, it's costing them triple figures to come here for the weekend. It's some serious coin, and the way that you can support them is like obviously these public days, go into your local tackle store, buy one of their products. It's as simple as that. Breaker, what do you think, bud?
I'm definitely biased on this one.
Yep.
I spent most of my day on it, but
hang on,
the dollar stand. Ready?
Hang on. You won't hear this.
Dollar stand.
That was Oh no! Stop! We're all talking like babies. Oh, fuck.
Oops. What's he done?
Righto, we're back. We all just talked like babies there for a minute.
Yeah. I'm going to say dollar.
What a switch pitch.
Only from a point of public day stuff. So setting up like the kids' little with their colouring of the lures,
which we're both going to be a part of tomorrow.
100%. So what I understood from last year is they actually had it inside. like inside the actual
Okay.
stand in the middle, and like kids are going
Just
everywhere,
mayhem.
parents, and no one could
Yep.
actually get in. So they made the decision to
Off
go,
the
let's
side.
go a little bit off the side, make
Yep.
the stand a little bit
Yeah.
deeper, just to allow the kids to have their section, so they're not interfering with all the adults as well. So from that perspective, I like that idea.
And I think everyone will appreciate that as well.
I think they will tomorrow, mate.
Yep.
I totally agree with what Mick said. So two totally different stands.
Yeah.
Rapala and Daiwa were the two standouts. Now, Daiwa being the company they are, very professional down the line, very beautiful, very well laid out. Now, flip side, I'm not saying Rapala aren't professional because they're very, very intelligent people run that company.
Yeah.
Just like most of these big companies. But their stand brings that element of relaxation, fun, giggly. It's a different vibe. Look, you've got to appeal to those people at the end of the day.
Because fishing's fun. This is what we're here to do.
We're here to make fishing great. Once again, new weapons. So that swim tank in the middle was fucking absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
So, I agree with you there, mate. Moving along, of course. Ooh. I might let you kick this one off, Mick. I don't know how I feel about this topic yet. Let's hit it. Just fucking rip the band off.
I sort
what
of...
What fuckers copied what?
Yeah, has been any copying? Now, I haven't really... we have prawn bakes, we have all sorts of stuff. Breakabilly's about to blow up here.
Breakabilly's eyebrows are just fucking doing
he's regretting coming on now. Look, as we walked around, I don't think we heard too much. I heard one whisper about something, but
I don't think we name and shame brands. I don't think we should dive into that because we've probably got some mutual friends there on both sides.
Yeah.
But what I will say is, this happens. This is one of these things that happens, and it happened this time. Whether there's going to be a blow up because of the way it's happened with the companies it's happened to, maybe a bit of a role reversal. But that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to do it.
What did I miss out on?
Oh, Breakabilly's missed it.
Mate, you've been too busy back in show bags.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think I did spend some hours packing show bags.
We might fill you in at the sports bar there later on.
Yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, we have friends that work for both these companies, and we're not gonna call it out. But look, there was one little thing that was risen to my attention. And when I saw the picture on Facebook last night, I actually thought it was from the other company, but no, it wasn't. So,
Flenny, get my phone.
So, anyway, I think to be honestly, down the line, that was probably one of the best years for copying, etc. I don't really think there was too much going on.
I totally agree.
But one of that is going to reflect in. We might just skip forward to a question here. There was a really good question there. We're going to just skip a question.
Breakabilly, did you want to comment on anything about copying?
Mate, I've missed it all.
Yeah, right.
That's what I wanted to comment about.
Because he's a soft cock and he doesn't weigh in.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
He's on the fence.
Most of the day on the stand, mate. I did walking around.
So we're going to skip 5 and 6 here. We're just going to go to 7 because I think this matches in perfectly was their copying. Did you see a common theme as you looked at the stands? Like, was there a product that rolled through? And yes, it is the year of the prawn.
Yeah, no, it was definitely prawn. And look,
who cares?
No, well, that's it. A prawn's a prawn, right? And then everyone puts their own little twist on it, I suppose.
At the end of the day, you can't make a prawn lure look like a fucking elephant.
Yeah,
it's not a prawn lure, is it?
Yeah,
so, I had a bloke one day, just off topic, because we love to go on tangents here at the Two Pelicans podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I had a fella say to me one time, "Hey, mate, just sort of let you know that your snake lure looks like my snake lure." And I was like, just let you know, champ, that a snake's got to look like a fucking snake, you dickhead. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a prawn. So, I think for me, though, that Baramba prawn was pretty fucking... That's a nichey little thing with the system, the hooking system.
Totally.
Yeah, so... sorry, I've skipped forward, but what do you think about that? You agree on that subject?
Yeah, no, I definitely... What I was going to say was prawn, so...
Breaker?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, along the prawns with just plastics in general, I think there's a lot more plastics coming onto the market.
And like, I had the other day in the shop, like, we only just hung them up, and old mate's like, "Oh, that fucking Daiwa prawn looks like a Holt prawn." I'm like, actually, I said it on the podcast.
You did, yeah.
And I said, well, actually, champ, I'm just going to let you in a little secret. James is actually a part of the Daiwa team.
Yeah.
And James was approached many, many years ago before any of this happened, and James went, "Doesn't even look like my fucking prawn."
Yeah.
So you cannot invent reinvent a prawn. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but a prawn is a prawn. But
Yeah,
like
and
what
shout
Matt-
out to James too. It's a mad product that
yeah,
he
yeah.
has, so,
Holden,
yeah.
he's a top bloke and
Yep.
he makes a great product.
Yep.
And yeah, I think yeah, who cares? Suck it up. But let's skip back there, mate.
Yeah,
We'll go
look,
back to-
we go to the next question, and I think you might have touched on it there before, but at this show and the products that you've seen, was cost of living considered in what's been put out to the public for them to buy?
Do you want to go first, Breaky?
From what I'm seeing, I don't think, like from my opinion, I don't see anything that is different. A lot of brands have hit different levels of market.
Yeah, yeah.
From high end, middle, down to low.
Yeah.
That's with most of the bigger stuff that I was looking at. Those little stores, like some of that stuff I wasn't really looking at.
Yeah.
To comment on that.
Yeah,
But
you only have certain amount of time to do these things too. Look,
Yeah.
I'm with you. Like, a company's always going to have new products in every. I might as well.
I was just away from it.
I might as well just tune into that too. No, look, I think yes. Like, Daiwa sort of nailed it last year with cost of living pricing. Then, like, they've really nailed in a few things, and I think there today when we're doing some content, we mentioned on like bang for buck products, and there was some. For me, like, this wasn't new this year, but I'm just going to touch on it again. Say, for instance, the hyper rods from Daiwa.
Yep.
You tell me about a product on the market for just on $100, we're getting a top of the range rod, and it is like I use them myself.
Yep.
So, yeah, look, cost of living, and I think a company like Daiwa, definitely at the forefront of that sort of thing.
Yeah,
And these big companies are trying to lead the way, like Shimano will lead the way of the same thing, bang for buck. But we did talk about this on a stand today. That stand will remain unnamed, but
what was that?
But they're like, "Hey, hold this rod and reel in your hand. It's a $2,000 combo," and I'm like, and they agree. I'm like, no offense, but you can get that same combo over at Daiwa for $800. Now, the reason being is Daiwa are producing millions and millions of quantities, and this company might only be producing 10,000. So it's not that it's a shit product or a better product. It's that unfortunately that's their pricing, and that is how this world works. So, look, just to quickly finish on that, if you do want bang for buck, those bigger brand, and I'm just talking rods and reels because lure's not expensive. $20, $30, $40, it's not expensive for a lure. For your rods and reels and your major products, those Daiwa and Shimano's, things like that, they are always going to be more competitive bang for buck products.
Yeah.
Because of just the quantity that they can turn over, and it is as simple as that.
It's blind power, isn't it, from the big
It
companies?
is, mate. Yeah, exactly, Breaker. And it's just like BCF, things like that. They do bulk buys, spread it between the stores. They can do it cheaper. It's not that it's a shittier product. It's just buying power.
That's right. That's a bit like Bunnings and
exactly
the old bloke down the road.
Like the Hammer Shop can't. My mate Mark can't compete with some stuff on the Hammer Shop because they're buying 50 million lengths of pine. So yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Righto. I guess look, with a lot of guys that were there today. They're in the industry. They've been in there for a long time. Some of them would have been tournament anglers. Some of them would have been shop owners, etc., influencers, or bad influencers like yourself. But look, hey,
hang on.
Is that shots fired? Sure.
We just punched on, and you can't hear that.
Yeah. But was it set up for the average angler? The guy that comes in tomorrow. Average Joe.
You're on, Breaker. I'm trying to find my phone.
So was the show set up for the average angler, the bloke that just fishes once a week, or was it really just targeted? I guess obviously got to do it over 3 days. So the first 2 days, suppliers, all that. But tomorrow, does anything change, or it remains the same? More people come in to work these stands. How's it work?
Well, I think the more the sales guys are a bit more relaxed because they don't have the meetings with all their stores.
Yes.
So they can, tame back and be a bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
And engage, obviously, with the general public itself. But like this.
See you, Matthew, double T. Just as our beer delivery man's disappeared there.
Disappeared again. Jesus.
But I think like a lot of the small stands, nothing changes with those guys.
Yeah.
If they did have price lists, they may put them away.
Yeah.
Because it was obviously wholesale stuff, and now we're going to general public stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, for the weekend warrior, I think
Mm.
some stands are definitely more acquitted for those guys.
Yeah, okay.
Where other ones are sort of more niched in their little market.
Mhm.
Whether it's more expensive or something like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I feel for the general census of it, it's definitely suits that public day
Awesome,
sort of stuff.
awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, everyone's expecting a big day tomorrow by the sounds of it.
Yeah, definitely. Like you'd experienced public day before,
Yeah, look, public days off its titties. It's not like we spoke about in Japan, but it is very, very busy. Now, normally what happens is you get a rush, all the kids run through, get the free stuff, like all them bags, breaker, pack today.
Yeah, that's right, mate.
And then once they bugger off, then the dads and the mums will come through and they get stuck right into their work. But like we've mentioned, we're there tomorrow painting lures with the kids, and that's something I'm very passionate about is kids fishing and painting, like making lures. So I think
it's a good fit for you, really, isn't it?
it is. And I think, let's just dive this back to one of those other questions, and we talk about people not accepting the public day.
Mm-hmm.
If they just got on board and did some of this fun stuff,
yes,
it wouldn't be a shitty day. If they went, hey, let's set up a little casting thing for the kids with one of our cheap $59 combos. Dad, I like this. Where can I go buy it?
The mindset's got to change. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, you can't.
It's stuck in their ways.
Yeah,
they're stuck in their ways, and they don't want to change because, look, they think every social media dickhead is a dickhead. Like, there is some out there, but we're not all like that. No. I just called us social media influencers.
No, you're a bad influence.
Definitely an influence
you just said, there's a bottle shop just there, and then I had to go back 2Ks to get a carton.
For those that don't know, I'm a bad influence on people because I've been taught by the best bad influence sitting over there in the P1 position.
I can't see. Is that someone in the Meriton over there?
I think so. Yeah, definitely. Someone's waving at that window. 100%.
Hey, Westy, our guest has just arrived, bud.
Okay, no worries.
Righto.
I can. Yep.
Well, let's just quickly finish the next question. We might gibber a bit, and when you come back up, we'll finish off. How's that?
100%.
See, look at this. This is no editing here.
Yep.
Dive into it, mate.
Look, last question. Final thoughts of Afta 2024.
As a whole, obviously, I can't comment completely because, we haven't seen tomorrow. But I enjoyed it. Now, there's a quick 2 reasons why I enjoyed it. I think it was more relaxed. It was quieter. But I actually enjoyed having you there, P1.
Oh.
And the reason being is we were basically done doing all my content by lunchtime because you were there. I'm not setting up cameras. I'm not trying to get lighting right. I just threw your camera and I just talked for 5 minutes.
You haven't watched all the recordings yet, so you might retract all this later on.
Nah, you'll be right, bud. But I think for me, it was, relaxed, and now we're here having a tin and we're going to have a great night. So,
no, we punched a fair bit out.
Which is going to be, you've got some really
cool stuff. For our listeners, we did a Floody 3. I think we called it Floody 5 or Other 5. We called it a few things throughout the day, but look, we're going to be putting that up on our socials through the week. You'll probably already start seeing them by the time you listen to this. So we've got a few. We'll space them out. We spoke to some larrikins, and it was a good day.
Westy, we might let you get our next guest in. Is that all right? And when you come back up, just jump in and we'll finish off because there's a few little things I want to chat to you about, if that's all right.
No worries, mate.
Right.
I'll do that. Yep. Be back in a minute.
Please don't knock our little set over up. If for our Patreon viewers, you see I've got a metal stool. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Ooh. So our next guest is a very important guest, and we're very excited. But we're just going to fill in here. We want to try and fill in another 15 minutes for you, legends. Mick, I guess if there's anyone out there and they're wondering whether do we go to Afta, do we not go to Afta, as a first timer, as a virgin, you mentioned, what would you say?
As a virgin, look.
And obviously, I just need to quickly mention, on the trade days, not everyone can come. Obviously, the public day is the day for most.
Look, I think it was really good to just sit down and just talk to a few people. And
catch up with some mates.
And caught up with, quite a few mates. And,
shout out to Matthew Finney. It's his...
it's the Fin Dog's...
52nd birthday.
65, I think he said. He's he's on the APIA pension or some shit. So, look, no.
He doesn't need a fishing license.
No, that's it. So, look, no, personally, I think it was a really, really good day. I was impressed with what I seen.
Yep.
I sort of feel like... it was quite engaging. That was the thing. And look, maybe you might not always get that on the public day, but
and I wasn't when we spoke about it coming up, and I said, look, man, don't be over because you had a few things planned. You had some more questions, and I said, look, we need to take
We
it
need
back.
to take it back a bit.
Just because I know how busy it is. And
Yeah.
it actually blew me away today, but it was relaxing. Normally, you leave there, you're frazzled, you're bloody,
Yeah.
oh, something's happened there.
Patreon, gone. Oh, it's done a full shutdown.
Are we just going to keep rolling?
Yeah, we'll keep rolling.
Fuck them. Fuck Patreon this
Yeah.
week. But still pay your $3 and go over there.
Yeah, look, we'll get it going right one day.
Look, at the moment, I know I do talk about this. I've basically sorted the dramas out. Our audio now is unreal.
Yeah.
The way we're doing it's unreal. The next thing is to get a camera. This camera that we're using is my GoPro. Is my YouTubing camera that I've used for about 3 years and thrashed.
Yeah.
He's just about.
It's had a bit of salt water in that too.
It has. And
Yeah.
look, mate, he's done well. He's done well, but I think when we can afford it, and look, I think it's refreshing to remind everyone we just don't make stacks of money from the get-go on this.
Yeah.
So as Mick and I can afford a new camera, we'll probably dive into that. But for now, Patreon I've seen a bit. They're going to hear a bit of cool stuff. Probably the next episode might feature a little bit more on the Patreon. We'll get that camera fired up a bit for that.
Yeah. Well, that would be good because I think we're going to unpack some cool stuff.
Yeah, but look, I'm just going to, while we're waiting for the Breakability to get back, I want to just dive into a couple of yarns with him because I want him to tell us a yarn. We can't have Breakability on.
No, we'll get him on for one yarn. But I'm gonna tell a yarn now.
Can I just ask you one question?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
I just want to ask you, mate. We've talked about the good things.
Yeah.
Was there anything that you think people could do better from what you're seeing today? Is there something going? Oh, fuck, that was a bit ordinary. I put you on the spot there.
Yeah, no, it's a really, really good question. Look, for people that don't know me,
you're a pisshead.
Oh, look,
that likes to fish.
Look, I lived a big life of retail many, many moons ago, right?
Yeah.
Product placement, setup, being, I guess, a warm place to enter, trying to get people in. Look, some people nailed it, and some people were obviously, they work with the space that they had as well. We've got to be mindful of that, right?
And financially,
However,
however,
I'm throwing one out here. I still think there was probably one or two booths that probably could have just spent a bit more time getting their product across, having it more displayed.
Not stand back and be a cranky looking motherfucker.
Yeah, well, not even that, but it's sort of, how can I say it? They need to be out and engaging as well, like pull people in. We sort of walked past a few places and it was sort of like, oh yeah. But I guess if you're a sales rep and you're being paid money, if you're just sitting there looking at people walk past, are you doing your job?
No, you're not.
Okay, so
and see today, because we've both been in retail, we're both courteous. We were chatting to Johnny and Jai from my little box. Yep. And Johnny had a customer walk straight up, and I was like, "Hey, mate, you go serve him. I'll just stand back here."
And most of the day, like we were moving around as we were talking to people, just so other retailers could get in and have a yarn. So
100%, mate.
But that's the idea. They've got to get in there and
spin us a yarn. Spin the Pelicans a yarn.
Look, everyone will really like this. So we've actually gone into the Daiwa stand, and there was a young mad fisho, and it's so refreshing to see. Like really refreshing to see a young bloke. What was he? Can we say that?
Yeah, his dad won't mind.
Okay. Was it
Rolly?
So young Rolly, and he's just
his dad's a pro star for Daiwa and a big legend.
Yeah. And he's chewing Joe's ear off. Oh, yeah, I've watched all your videos. You're a legend, rah, rah. He had a good little yak to me. He goes, what do you think about the lures I painted or drew up? I'm like, yeah, mate,
we actually did
unreal.
some content with him for the Pelicans.
Yeah, and we did some content as well. But, funnily enough, so we've gone out to the lobby area where there's a bit of a food bar and toilet and all that. And so Rolly was with all these other young fellas. And
probably about 7 or 8 of them?
Yeah. And he come up to Joey and said, oh, do you mind if I just point at you and see if these kids know you? Like, I've watched all your YouTube videos and everything. Like, he really looks up to you. And Joe's like, mate, yeah, go your hardest. Anyhow, there was 4 kids there. He pulled them around and said, do you know that guy? Do you know who he is? Do you know who he is? And the 4 kids just looked and just went, we got no fucking idea. So you haven't quite made it on YouTube yet.
But what a kid! Like and you'll
he's
see
the
that,
future.
You'll see that content to come.
Yeah, he's the future.
He nailed it. He absolutely nailed it. We asked him some questions, and They were absolutely fantastic answers.
He is the future.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
good kid,
Yep.
mate. Right, we weren't going to do this because Breakabilly's lost in the halls of the fucking wherever we're staying.
Yeah.
You got a mud gudgeon of the week?
Oh.
I'm going to tell my mud gudgeon of the week.
You tell yours first, and I'll just have a second think about it.
My mud gudgeon of the week is we've already spoken about it, but I'm going to call him out again. That old mate today fucking carrying on like a spastic. Oh, that needs to get beeped. That'll be on Patreon.
Yeah.
Mate, just don't carry on about the public day and stuff, like just. But hang on, I'm going to bring this back too. If you're going to carry on, don't carry on
In front of
the
everyone.
middle of the aisle
Yeah.
where everyone can hear. And it's not like we were eavesdropping.
No.
So he's my mud gudgeon of the week.
You know what, Joey? I'm going to run with that too.
Fuck him. He's the double
I
mud gudgeon
haven't
of the
had
week.
anything really bad. Well, I have had stuff bad happen, but I don't know whose fault it is yet, so we'll just wait on there. But I agree with that. You're there at a show, you're repping, right? And to carry on like that as we walk past, I don't know whether he was having a dig at you or someone else. I don't know.
Because he knew obviously who I've known. I've had a run in with him in the past.
Righto.
I went up to his stand many years ago, and in the afternoon, and I said, "Oh, hey mate, do you mind if I do a bit of content?" And his reply was, "Sorry mate, I'm having a beer." And I went,
"Yeah,
see you later, bud."
Yeah. So, yeah, look,
and he's not just an employee. I think he
right.
is like he's
top dog.
Anyway, I don't want to give away who that is.
Yeah.
We'll dive into that, but it's just not cricket.
No, and look, everything was really, really positive today. But just to hear that, I was like, man, why are you here?
And the thing is, it doesn't matter where you are. You're at the cricket, you're at the football.
Yeah.
You will always hear someone complain, "Oh, those chips are salty," or "Oh, that beer's flat." Like, it doesn't matter. We're just human.
Yeah.
But to do it in that position, it just I thought it was a little bit of a negative Nancy.
Yeah.
What else have we got here to dive into, mate?
Oh, mate, have you got any other news this week?
I think look, plenty of news, plenty of things going on in the background.
Yeah. We've done a rollabout from our usual schedule, but we're on tour, so
we're on the piss. Yeah. We're going to have a fat night tonight.
Yep.
The Pelicans are loose. Now, I will say this: bass season's just on the knocker. Now this is going to be a can of worm episode, but we're going to run a poll.
Right.
Mick doesn't know this.
Obviously.
Who wants to hear a yarn, get the popcorn ready, whether you can fish for bass in closed season or not?
Oh.
Why don't we unpack that in an episode to come?
Yeah, no, this is really good. I've seen this and I've heard comments about this in the past. So
it's the most thing that divides the bass fishing industry.
I think we've got to address it.
Look, I'm not going to dive into my opinions now. I think anyone that knows me or knows that my YouTube doesn't start until the 1st of September would understand what my views are on it.
Yep.
But we're going to leave that till a later episode. And I'm actually going to try and get someone from Ozfish or someone from the New South Wales Fisheries. Breakabilly is back in the room.
Breakabilly, you're back.
We're going to jump Breakabilly in.
Hang on, are you going to jump this?
We're going to quickly tour this episode up.
I'm going to go. Okay.
Because our Patreons just died too, and they'd missed this. Oh, Jesus. You're the one that told me not to damage the furniture.
And that is why he's Breakabilly. He can do the moves.
Because our very special guest...
and break hips these days.
He'll be on episode 12. We're very excited. And look, to be honest, he's way more important than Breakabilly, so we're pretty keen to tie this up.
Oh, definitely. Get rid of me quick.
Breaker, we've just been telling a few yarns while you've been gone. Mate, we can't be a Two Pelicans episode without a yarn. Can you spin us a yarn?
A yarn or a mud gudgeon story, anything.
Yeah, we just threw some mud gudgeons under the bus. Old mate today that was complaining about being just a shitty bloke, I guess.
I do have a good yarn.
Right, hit us with it.
The Bass Electric Tournament. Myself and Adrian Wilson were up at Lake Isis, or Lake Gregory, as known as Bundy there. And it's like in behind a bit of an orchard. So we've rocked in there for a bit of a pre-fish. And we were just going to roll out the swag next to the trail. So we've gone out for a bit of a pre-fish. Very tiny lake. Get around it in a day easily enough. So we've come in, put the boat on the trailer and everything. And there's another group of people camping there. Mrs. Kids and a guy. They've got an old Hilux there and that. So we're like, oh, yeah, cool. We're going
True Aussie.
True Aussie, mate. He's probably having a good old time with himself. But we get settled up. We've had a cooked dinner and that. And old mate pulls out the chainsaw.
What time of night are we talking here?
It's just gone dark. So it would have been
7:30, something like that.
No, a little bit later. A little bit later, early, I should say, because we're rolling sort of into winter more likely. So that 5:30, 6 o'clock, let's say, for the story. and he's pulled out the chainsaw. And I'm like, what is going on here? So he gets into his work, chainsawing away, and he's like, thinks it's a great idea to hook up the Hilux to this tree that he's trying to chop down.
Oh dear.
Mind you, there's a lot of smaller things he could have been cutting down, but he's cutting down for like a big fire. He's
had a few tins. He's on the charge. He's had a bit of a nose, sugar cane, whatever he's had. He's upper.
Definitely on the pipe, the glass one.
Yeah.
Bit of
the see-through didgeridoo.
I think he's definitely on the 12.
Yeah, right.
So we're looking at this going, this could end up really badly.
Yeah.
So we're sort of keeping an eye on him in the corner of our eye, and he is giving this Hilux all for it. We're going to see a bull bar getting ripped off this thing anyway. He gets it down anyway. Thought, yep, no, this is cool, and he's chopping it up, and it's all good. Back to quiet.
Yep.
So we've had a few tinnies ourselves and a bit of dinner, and we're just gazing at the stars as we do.
Yep. You and Adrian were renowned for staring. Oh, stars, you said.
Yeah,
sorry.
Stars, mate. Keep it a bit cleaner. Thank you very much. But so we're there in our swags, just laying out, ready to go to sleep, and next thing you know, old love is going off her tree.
Oh, domestic.
Something's happened, mate. They've got 2 little kids there, and she is going off her head. I don't know what about. Can't remember. It was a little while ago now. And it's all going on, and she's trying to get the kids and pack them in the car. And I'm like, fuck, man, we can get run over here. Like, things are going to go bad. All I'm thinking is chainsaw.
Yeah.
It's going to be a chainsaw massacre at Lake Isis.
Yeah.
It's ISIS massacre. Oh, no, that's probably not a good 2 words in a sentence.
It was getting pretty heavy, and we're like freaking out. And we're like, this guy's been more abusive back to him. Like, what are we going to do here? And I'm like, sort of, Adrian, are you awake?
Yeah.
Deal? And he's like, yeah. I said, man, what are we going to do? Like, are we going to get out and be
Was there many campers there as well?
No. I don't even know.
No, it's illegal.
Right, okay.
Legal camping.
Was that going on Patreon that you're not filming?
No.
He
can get a fine.
No, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
He can get a fine for that.
You can't find break a bill in the old telecom book, mate. You won't find me. But like, it was going on. There was a lot going on, and we're like, the poor kids in that whole event, kids, and we really thought that she was going to drive this Hilux over the swags and kill us, and our mate's going to be running down with the chainsaw behind. It was all going to be on. Man, I could not sleep that night. It was full on.
Yeah, no, I've definitely been camping out in the bush, like, up around the Clarence. We've got the Man, Clarence, Nimboida, and there's a lot of free camping or TSRs so you can go camping on. And just every now and again, you just get random people out there that probably shouldn't be out there. And
they're on day release.
Yeah, I think in the last 10 years of being out there, I reckon I've pulled probably about 12 cars out of shingle beds and the river.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Actually, just quickly, this is off the back of the yarn. It's a good yarn, but today, yesterday. So this is like probably a week ago as you're listening to this. This is why, if you're a young bloke and you've got a 4-wheel drive and you like going down to your local beach and doing donuts, please do not do that. Now, the reason, because my local beach that I was going to take my kids to on Sunday, yesterday, got shut down.
Yep.
I fish that beach at least once a month, if not more, and now I cannot do that with my children.
Yep.
And now I need to drive another hour to go to a beach that you dickheads haven't ruined. Like,
I'll touch on that.
It is getting out of control, man. They've
I'll
shut
touch on
down
that.
the whole beach.
I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I'm involved in this area a little bit.
That was one of them just out there doing a
yeah. For the people that do that, give yourselves an uppercut because you're now starting to ruin it for everyone else. The dunes up and down the coast are like very sensitive areas, right?
There's
and we're lucky.
Species, oyster crushers, all these things that live there.
We're very lucky to have cars on the beach as it is. There's a lot of places in Australia where you can't. I think most places south of Sydney, it's somewhat rare these days, right?
And if it is, it's permitted, yeah.
That's right. So if you're doing that, don't be a mud gudgeon. No. You're screwing it up for everyone else.
That is the mud gudgeon of the week for me. That's really disappointing. I read that, and they'd already shut a small section of it down, but we'll still love the drive on quite a big section. And now it's done. Now, this is what really grinds my gears about that is there's, say, old Billy.
Yep.
That's 85. He's got his little Suzuki. He's been up there at beach every day of his life, worming, kipping, catching his brim. Now, that bloke probably can't walk because he drives his car and gets out and fishes a hole.
That's right.
What's he do now?
It's terrible.
Because of these young, and I won't just say young guys. I'm not throwing the blanket
still
on
idiots out there. Look,
school holidays are renowned for it, and I won't
Yep.
say which state, but there's a certain state that crosses a certain direction over a certain border,
Yeah.
and they are renowned for tearing up our beaches.
Canadians.
Canadian, we'll call them that. Look, I'm all for young fellas. We're all young. We all done burnouts. We all done stupid stuff. But now this stuff impacts us and impacts other people. Pull your heads in.
Yep.
And that's probably a dim way to end the episode, but I just did think of that.
Yeah.
Look, we've had our limit.
Yep.
I really want to talk to this gentleman because, as I said, he's way cooler than this weapon is.
Definitely.
Yet again, guys, we didn't give it a call out at the beginning of the show because we were just very excited to get this underway, and I think even more excited to have a nice cold beer.
Yep.
We appreciate your support from the bottom of our hearts. We're kicking goals that we never thought we would kick after episode 100. We're already getting some pretty amazing responses over the weekend.
Episode 100?
No. I meant like we're at goals already where I didn't think we would be when we got to episode 100. We had a gentleman message us over the weekend to the 2 Pelican page.
Yeah.
And it said, I don't know you. You don't know me.
Yeah.
But I got onto your podcast on Friday. This was on Saturday. I've binge listened to every episode.
Yeah.
You guys are unreal. I'm loving it. Keep up the good work. And that is the reason why we're going to keep going.
Yep.
Because we're loving it. We're enjoying it. And I'm just blown away. I never thought there'd be 6,500 weapons listening on our thing. I just didn't think that would be possible. So shout out to Breaker Billy. He's been a huge part of the show, and he's going to be continuing moving forward. Mate, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Thanks, mate.
I'll see you at the next Olympics.
Yeah.
Ray Guns out. Billy. Now, actually, do we know any people? Can we put? Hang on, the Yamby Abbey. The Yamby Abbey.
You want to see him break dance?
No, I want him to get him in the Yamby Abbey knows everyone.
Yeah. Oh, righto. You want to use the connections?
Yeah, Yamby Abbey could pull some strings. He could pull the pump and get us in contact.
Yeah, and shoot you out somewhere.
Shout us out, Yamby Abbey. But look, fellas, we're going to tune it, and ladies. We actually filmed a little segment this afternoon with some ladies.
Yeah.
This podcast isn't just about men, and I was a little nervous because I said, look, it's maybe not the best with P's and Q's. And they're like, fuck it, we love it. I'm like, righto, you're good to go. But really stay posted for that because that's a really unique episode that's going to be coming up. So, guys, we're going to tune out here. We are the 2 Pelicans podcast. I am Joey.
I am Mick.
And I'm Breaker Billy.
We're tuning out. Catch us next week, legends.
All right.